our app up and running. So in the last one, we've added in a login feature. What we're noticing is style. Style doesn't look so great. Oh, and here I can see I've got a little mistake with the title. That should actually say login instead of new volunteer. You see how when we go screen to screen, you know, these are our titles, but they're all in quite a small font, and everything's sort of the default. It doesn't look so nice. Now, when we set up all of our views, we did something special. If I right click and edit our view, in a bit, what we did is when we set them up, we connected them all to the same CSS file called volunteer.css. So looking at the view here, I can see that we're connected to this volunteer file. So what's great about this is we can actually edit that file. Right now, it's empty. Okay. But we can edit it, and we can start to put in some customized items. So for example, if I said the labels, they're all a little bit small. Maybe what I could do is I could change font size. Follow them. Let's try 16-point font. Hit save. So now when we run our app, it'll load our CSS, or it should have loaded our CSS. Yeah, that should have changed. All right. I think I know why. I was playing around with this right before doing this video, and I've hooked that up. There we go. Okay, well, we'll keep going here, and we'll try a couple other items here. Let's see, just change this to something very dramatic, and then try looking at one of our views. Should, by default, yeah, see how it's changed? Oh no, that was the, all right, let's try another one. Let's do header. So each view had a different header. So I'm going to change the font size on those to be 36 point. And to set this up, we need to go into, when you want to put a custom class to something, what you need to do is you click on the item, and under properties, scroll down, and here you can see the style class, and it's showing this option of the word header. Oops. Now, typically, this will update real time. I'm surprised it's not showing it here. So for some reason, it's not connecting these. Let's try my good friend, the clean and build. Well, I am at a loss as to why this is not working. That is the correct CSS file. That's the one we're editing. So why is it not able to update? Interesting. Okay, let's try one other thing. Okay, updating the button. here it updated the button size. What's missing is my little dash at the front. Now when we look at this, here we go. It's working now. Okay. So you can see by editing that one file, and apparently with a dash, that we can update the style on actually all of our pages. If I log in here, you can see how the buttons, the styles changed. And this is the 16-point font. It didn't actually go to our header sized font, which was 36, because we haven't connected that up in the view yet. So it's a label, so by default, it will get the label styling. But this is a custom one to call it header, so that we need to add in a special connection piece into our view. So let's add a couple other things here while we're here. There's a cool thing I love for buttons. It's called the drop shadow. And we're going to do a one pass box, shadow in black. And let's do 8. So what this will do is going to create a shadow of 8 and 8 pixels on the top and 3 on the right side. So you see how you get this little kind of shadow effect, or we can make it a little bit bigger on the side. How this looks. Maybe a little too pronounced there, somewhere in between. There, that looks nice. And then what's cool is, as you go screen to screen to screen, this will automatically, every button will be styled the same way. So it looks like we've got, by updating our CSS and the size of some of our labels, we can actually see that now we don't have enough space for the word volunteer ID. So when you see that, you can go back into your views and you can actually update things. So one of the things we could easily change here, because I say easily change. There we go. Let's give it a little space so we can make that look nice. We can also add some styling to these. So for example, if there's something wrong, like if we had a volunteer ID that didn't exist, maybe we'd want to make this thing red, or the password's wrong, make it red, something like that. So that's, oops. So that is updated. And let's go through the rest of our app and just see if there's some other things we should change. So if we log in, you can see our other buttons have also got some nice styling. Maybe we need a little more space now because the shadow is overlapping. You can see the header here didn't show up as a header. And so if we go into our volunteer table view controller, oops, sorry, table view. If we go in here, by default it's a label, so it's going to be set to use the CSS for a label. But if we want it to have a special styling class of header, we have to tell it that that's a header. And then it'll update it. And then we can also see this button's not quite big enough. Right, so here we can say a couple things. So in our toolbar, we put as a toolbar, I can't control the spacing between them. It's automatic. So maybe we might consider changing this from a toolbar to just a horizontal box. The other thing we might do is we could consider changing the size of these buttons to be the same. So if I click on this button, It's 246. So I can make both of them, for example, 250. Okay, and then our volunteer ID is a little tight here, so we can just shove that over a bit. Okay, so now that looks nice. And we'll update here. So saying new volunteer, we can say in. Let's go through the rest of our app and see how things look. So here, again, on the create new user screen, we're not using our header, and we can see we've got a little bit of congestion here. So let's go to our new user view and make those updates as well. And certainly if you build the CSS from the beginning, you won't have to go back. I think that is something I would do in the future. So here, there's our style class of header. And just move things over a little bit. Okay, and then that looks a little bit better. We can also decide if we want to change the font size in here. So see how this font is a little bit smaller. So we could also do that as well in our CSS. You can actually use variables in here instead of explicitly typing each one of these in. It seems a bit small, doesn't it? Yeah, so we might play with that one a bit more because it's not picking up the text field styling cue there. And one thing we can do as well, if you don't know all of the potential styles, that's okay. We can do look some things up. There we go. Dash field. Let's try that. Yeah, so it changed the size of it because now you can see it's our boxes are now overlapping with each other. So we need to deal with that. But that is how we can easily adjust that. We can also put in other types of things here, like CSS. You know, if you want to do italics everywhere. So that's a font style attribute. So for example, on text fields, italic. You can see now it's going to put all of our items inside of here in italics. So let's just do a couple more tweaks to our views. So for example, in our grid view here, to pull this down, take a little bit of spacing there. Same with here, got our grid. Okay, so there we go. That is how we will apply CSS to have global styling for all of our fields. And then the next thing is, if from this point forward, if we ever want to make a change to the style of things, we can do it in one spot. Like for example, if all of a sudden we decide, you know what, this should be size 50 font, make that one change, and now instead of 36, it's 50. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers.